Hiya guys, so now we're going to be testing the CQ limb. It's the perfect limb for use, low power, indoor use with your Steambow Stinger 2 pistol crossbow variation, or even with the other variations just for practicing through the winter. So we're going to get it on the table now and have a look before we fit it to our bow. Here we are, then here's our limb. First appearance in a package, no difference to any other of the Steambow limbs. Just quite familiar on the front. CQ for Stinger 2, £35. So that's the only telltale on the front. This is the low power limb. This is the lowest power of the Steambow limbs. Perfect for children, for learning, for smaller men, smaller women, teenagers, to get you into the use of handling your crossbow. So what comes with the kit? Let's open her up. Let's have a look. First thing then, open the package. Let's have a look, see what we get inside for our money. Of course, we have the limb, our stringer, our bowstring, and our limb caps. The limb caps are essential. They go on the end of our string to allow fitting our bow limbs. However, these don't go on until the bow is in place. So let's have a look now at fitting our bowstring and of course waxing our bowstring. First up then, we're taking our Steambow Survival. This is the latest edition of the Steambow Stinger, apart from the M10, which is coming in a couple of weeks' time. So first of all, we need to remove the old bow limb. It's very straightforward. Take your stringer, and string it as if you would any other limb. You know, quite simply, lift over the front string and cock it. Make sure she's locked in properly. She's now locked in. Put our safety catch on to make sure she can't be fired, and remove our old string. We're going to try and remove our old string. Honestly, we really are, because it turns on a good area. So off she comes. Pull the string out, and now we just do a decock of the crossbow. Take the safety off, bring it down, and remove our stringer and our string. Off you come, me lovely. Got little caps all over the floor, and you quite simply undo your front screw and take out your old limb, and you have the £55 limb with the pressure pads in place. You're now going to replace this with a £35 limb. So fitting the limb is a piece of cake itself. Sliding with the £35 prod. You keep your white spaces either side of the riser. Fit in your locking plate at the rear. I use my own metal pad at the front from a Mancung MK80 because I like a metal pad. That's my own personal preference. And just tighten up the screw, keeping the prod central in the riser, making your shims are equal and everything is nicely done. And just tighten your screw on the front, and now you can see the limbs are locked in place, equal space either side. A little bit more adjustment, I think. Like for a little bit more central than that. A little bit more. Right, that does me right about there. And now we're going to put on the caps and the string. Okay, so now we're going to put our limb tips and our stringer. So just simply put the caps on, the additional notch facing to the front. We're going to take our stringer straight over the top of the bow limb, end cap, lock her in place, and the same on the other side. Straight over the cap and down to the second notch on your stringer. And it comes back across the cocking limbs and lock into place. Some of you will not have the cocking limbs on your survival. I've opted to fit them because for this purpose, with changing the bowstrings, it makes life much easier. So we're going to take our string now, we're going to put 3 twists in it. So holding both ends, 1, 2, 3. It puts a bind in the lace, as you can see. This gives it additional strength when loading. You're going to lock the safety catch on because we do not want the string jumping off and hurting our fingers, because I like my fingers the way they are. Feed the string through and push the cap over, the string over the first notch of the limb tips. So there we are, there. It's coming over the first notch and it's locking into that notch, as you can see there. So it's coming through the groove and locking nicely. We're now going to put our 3 turns in. So if the string is at rest there, you're going to 1, 2, 3, and make sure it's equal all the way along. Again, squeeze your tip in and push it through the end of your stringer. Looking from the other side now then, we bring our string through the string, as you can see. So it won't go through behind the other. You got our front notch, as you can see. This then easily goes over the top, and you keep your string in the 2 grooves on the rear. Then once you're done, then you just simply throw off the safety catch, take up the string on your crossbow and release the tension. At this point then, you can safely remove your stringer. Your crossbow is ready to go. You know you're at the right tension when you have 1/2 inch thumb's width between the string and the limb tips. This is necessary to stop string twang. When you fire and the string returns down the rail, it'll slap the back of the forks, which will cause wear, unnecessary wear on the string. Okay guys, so now we're going to wax the string. Let's have a look at that. Okay, so if you look at our crossbow here, you can see this is a brand new crossbow. The rail is completely bone dry. There's no lubrication at all. What would happen is the string would cause friction on the rail and it would burn the string and eventually cause the strands to break and wear through. So we take a string lube, something like bowstring wax, your own brand, your own preference, and literally just like a wax pencil, you work it into the string with your fingers, turn the string over, look, and just work the wax into the string so it's completely covered. And it's the more the merrier. You can do the same with the string tips because this is a friction point here, so before you fit the string you can wax this. This is perfectly fine. And your rails as well. In fact, anywhere there's a friction or pivot point, you can wax it to death, it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is our string wax now. Let's see how she feels. Nice. And we can go ahead now with testing our crossbow and our bolts. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed my little video on installing your new CQ limb to your Steambow crossbow. Doesn't just have to be for a Steambow, it can be fitted to other pistol crossbows as well. Some would require a little bit of modification like the Cobra, a little bit of filing out in the riser area for it to fit, but it will go and it will increase your choice in your sport. Next we'll be testing the new bolts with the crossbow, the new Steambow custom bolts for low power limbs against the target. So stay tuned and keep watching. Thanks and bye bye.